Dear child, this message comes to you with love, with warmth, and with a deep peace that surrounds you even as you read these words. You are not here by accident. You were guided to this moment, to this message, to these truths that are meant to find their way into your heart. The angels have been preparing you for this for a very long time. They know the questions you have carried silently. They know the ache you have felt when there were no answers. They know how often you have wondered if what you felt was real or only a dream. And today they want you to know it was never just in your imagination. It has always been real. It has always been love. For so long you have sensed something shifting, even when you could not explain it with your mind. A quiet stirring in your chest, a pull toward memories you thought you had already released, a sudden thought of your soulmate that arrived without reason. A song, a dream, a name rising again when you least expected it. You may have told yourself it was nostalgia, or loneliness, or a trick of your emotions, but it was none of those things. It was your soul telling you that the bond between you is alive, that something powerful has been unfolding, and that the time of distance is coming to an end. Your heart knew it before your eyes could see it, because the heart always feels the truth first. This message is about a goodbye, but not a goodbye to you. Your soulmate is not letting go of you. They are letting go of everything that stood in the way of you. They are saying farewell to fear, to distance, to excuses, to self-doubt, and to the heavy armor they carried for so long. They are leaving behind the walls that kept them from fully living the love they felt for you. For years, they loved you in silence. They carried your presence in their heart, but convinced themselves it was safer not to reach out, safer not to take the risk, safer to hide. They thought they could live this way, loving you privately, quietly, at a distance. But their soul has grown weary of pretending. That life is no longer possible. The weight of denial has become unbearable. Their spirit has reached a breaking point. They cannot go back to the old ways of silence. They cannot survive on what-ifs and daydreams. The love they feel for you needs air, needs closeness, needs to be lived, and now they are ready to step forward with a courage they never thought they had. Your soulmate has fought themselves for so long. They tried to bury their feelings. They tried to convince themselves that you were better forgotten. They tried to fill the emptiness with distractions, work, routine, meaningless noise. They tried to hide behind reasons and excuses that never truly satisfied their soul. But no matter how far they ran, they always circled back to you. Every attempt to push you away only tied them more tightly to you. Every effort to erase you only made your presence stronger. It became clear that what they felt was not fading with time. It was growing. It was deepening. It was refusing to die. And so their resistance became impossible. Their heart could not accept a life without you in it. You may have felt this in your own body, waking with a heaviness in your chest that had no name, feeling a presence close to you even when no one was there, wondering why you could not release the memory of someone you believed was gone. This was not weakness. It was the bond between you speaking. It was your intuition reminding you that something sacred was alive, even when nothing seemed to show on the surface. That is why you never fully let go, even when you tried. That is why, no matter how much time passed, there was always a thread of hope that remained. That thread was not illusion, it was the truth, and it has held strong because it was never meant to break. Your soulmate has cried for you, even if you did not see it. They have grieved in silence, aching for your presence. They have dreamed of you at night and woken with the emptiness of your absence. They tried to tell themselves that this love was too overwhelming, too impossible, too untimely. They tried to live a safe life, one that asked for less of them, one that didn't demand they face their fears. But safety without you was not safety at all. It was emptiness. It was half a life. It was a prison of their own making. And eventually, their soul refused to stay locked inside of it. They reached the point where the pain of staying away was worse than the fear of coming close. That is why they are saying goodbye, not to you, but to the old self that resisted you, to the old story that kept them from you, to the habits of hiding that no longer serve them. This goodbye is quiet. It is not loud with terse or dramatic gestures. It is an inner farewell that no one else may notice. It is happening in their soul, behind closed doors, in the silence of their private thoughts. They are letting go of fear, of denial, of the belief that they are not good enough, of the excuses that once justified their absence. They are mourning the time that was lost, the words never spoken, the chances missed. But they are also choosing something new. They are choosing honesty. They are choosing courage. They are choosing to return to you in truth. This inner decision is already alive in them. Even if you cannot yet see it with your eyes, you can feel it in your spirit. It is the shift you have been sensing without knowing why. Do not mistake their past silence as a lack of love. Many times that silence was the only way they knew to keep themselves from completely falling apart. They loved you so deeply, it frightened them. They felt things with you they had never felt before, things that didn't follow logic or rules. It stirred old wounds, old insecurities, old fears of loss. It was easier to run than to face it, but that escape has ended. They are tired of resisting. They are tired of pretending. They are tired of building walls that never truly kept you out. Now they are ready to step forward, even if it costs them the comfort of the old life they once clung to. This surrender is not weakness. It is the greatest act of courage their soul has ever made. And what about you, dear one? You have been preparing too. Every moment of restlessness, every tear that fell in silence, every prayer you whispered when no one was listening, every dream that reminded you of their presence. All of it has been shaping you. All of it has been teaching you patience, resilience, compassion, and strength. You may not have realized it, but heaven has been readying you for this reunion. They have been softening your heart while making you stronger in spirit. They have been teaching you to keep your boundaries clear, yet your love open. They have been guiding you to live your own life fully, so that when this love returns, you will not meet it with desperation, but with grounded peace. What comes now will not require force. It will not need chasing. It will not demand proving. It will unfold naturally, because it is time. The old cycle of distance is ending. The new story of presence is beginning. Trust the signs you are shown, but more than that, trust the peace that grows inside you. This is how you will know it is real. Love built on truth is steady. Love born of courage does not come and go. It arrives and it stays. Soon you will see the changes outwardly. Small things at first, a message, a word, a gesture, an openness you have not seen before. Little by little, it will become clear. What was once only in your dreams will take form in your days. What once felt unreachable will stand before you, asking to be received. Your soulmate is building the bridge back to you step by step. Each memory of you, each longing, each tear shed in secret has been part of this return. And now the bridge is almost complete. All that is left is for you to stay open, to stay soft, to welcome what is meant for you without fear. You do not need to chase what is already written in your soul. You do not need to cling or control. You need only to trust, to breathe, to remain steady. The angels are guiding you. Heaven has prepared this moment. Your soulmate has chosen the path back to you, and your heart is already ready to receive them. This is not an ending, dear one. It is the beginning. It is the moment when love moves from silence into speech, from absence into presence, from longing into life. What is arriving is not fragile. It has survived too much to be weak. What is arriving is not uncertain. It has fought too hard to be unsure. What is arriving is love, true, deep, courageous, and ready to be lived. Dear one, you are safe. You are loved. You are guided. Trust what is unfolding. Trust the quiet shifts. Trust the peace that grows where once there was only ache. The old chapter has closed. The new one has begun, and it carries the promise your soul has always known. This love was never meant to be a dream. It was always meant to be lived. They are finally facing themselves in a way they never have before. For so long, they lived with walls around their heart, pretending those walls kept them safe, when in truth, those walls only kept them lonely. They avoided emotions because they thought feelings made them weak, because they thought if they never let love in fully, they could never be broken. But now all those illusions are falling apart, and they are being forced to see how much they have sabotaged their own happiness. Every excuse, every escape, every time they chose pride instead of honesty, it only stole from them the very thing they wanted most: closeness, connection, love. The truth is undeniable now, and it is shaking them from the inside out. They are in the middle of a deep inner cleansing, and in this process, everything false is being stripped away. The instinct to run whenever love felt too real is losing its power. The old belief that it's safer to avoid love than to risk heartbreak is being exposed for the lie it always was. The insecurity that made them push you away, even while they longed to hold you closer, is breaking apart. It is as if someone is dismantling a wall brick by brick, not with violence, but with care, so that a bridge can finally be built in its place. A bridge that leads directly back to you. This change may not be fully visible yet, but it is happening beneath the surface. And yes, it carries with it a sense of loss. They are losing the old armor, losing their pride, losing the rigid self-control they once believed was strength. They are surrendering the masks and the false protections they used to cling to. But in reality, they are not losing anything real. They are emptying themselves of everything that once kept them from living the love they always secretly longed for. And that emptying is not weakness. It is a sign of readiness, because no one lets go of what is familiar until their soul is truly ready for something greater. They are not just letting go of what held them back from loving you. They are making room inside themselves to love you fully. For the first time, their desire to live this love with honesty and depth is stronger than their fear of being hurt. And even though this shift is painful, it is also bringing a new lightness. Because carrying fear is exhausting. Wearing masks drains the soul. Running from what the heart feels is poison that kills slowly. They now realize that the only way to find peace is to stop fighting what they feel for you. Denial is ending. A new maturity is rising inside them. They want to come to you with truth, with presence, with responsibility. There was a moment, quiet and unseen, that marked a turning point for them. In the silence of their own thoughts, with a heavy heart and a restless soul, they looked upward, not with rehearsed words, not with impossible promises, but with a raw and honest plea. Give me the strength to go to the one I love. Help me let go of what holds me back. Please show me the way. That plea wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was a whisper, a surrender, a confession that they could no longer carry this burden alone. And in that moment, something shifted. Because when a soul cries out with truth, heaven always listens. They didn't ask for guarantees or ease. They asked for courage. They asked for clarity. They asked to be freed from fear. And heaven responded. You may have already felt it in subtle ways. The tenderness that washes over you when you think of them, the sudden lightness where heaviness used to live, the sense that something is shifting between you. These are not coincidences. These are signs that their prayer has reached the heavens, and the answer is already beginning to take form. They are learning now what they couldn't see before. That love does not require perfection. That vulnerability is not a weakness but a kind of beauty. That asking for help is not failure, but the beginning of transformation. That prayer they whispered was more than words. It was a decision, a surrender, a first step toward truth. Courage does not always come as loud action. Sometimes it comes as a trembling choice to no longer turn away. Sometimes it is seen in eyes that finally look directly at the truth, in hearts that decide to step forward even while afraid. That is the courage your love is discovering. It is not impulsive. It is not reckless. It is steady. It has been built quietly, question by question, moment by moment, as they confronted themselves again and again until something inside them grew strong enough to say, "No more running." They understand now that time alone will not heal what only courage can change. They know that postponing the truth only extends the pain. And so, little by little, they are making different choices. Choices that may seem small from the outside but are life-changing from within. Less excuses, more honesty. Less distance, more presence. Less fear, more love. This isn't a small adjustment. It's a rebirth. It's the decision to step out of hiding and finally live what has been locked away inside them for so long.